When you talk about need-based learning, it makes me think about need-based development in the first place. And I think the power of having a real project to be working on, at least even if it's a fake real project, but one that you actually care about.
Totally.
And that seems like something that helps people get over the hump. Because one thing that is true about software development in general and web development also, as a subset of software development, is that it's actually really hard. And we need to just say that, because you're going to hit bumps and you're going to hit walls. And some people will power through those walls and other people won't. And that's just the way life is. But I think having something real that you want to exist, or that hopefully somebody else wants to exist and you want to altruistically do it for them, or whatever the circumstances is, having a real project that you want to see into the world helps you get through those moments, because you will get stuck. You will not know what to do. You will accidentally delete a file and not know the git command to bring it back. Like, all this kind of stuff is going to happen.
Yeah.
And that kind of stuff can just be a deal breaker unless you're just driven by something that's like extrinsic to that. Do you guys think that's true?
Yeah, I mean, I think that this is the way we've always focused our teaching at Front End Foxes. The goal of that program is really to make people visualize themselves as a developer, and think about, maybe I could do a thing. Maybe I could use that thing to build on another thing. So it's, and we've had tremendous success with, grandmas coming in and learning, or somebody's girlfriend, some famous developers like, this is my girlfriend, teach her something. I'm like, okay, honey, sit down. And it was awesome because when we use tooling to make that happen, we use Code Sandbox. So that's a brilliant tool. You don't have to, worry about install fest at the beginning of every workshop.
Right.
You have, after an hour and a half, you're going to have a pet liking app done in Vue, and it's a beautiful thing. And here's where I break my rule about teaching fundamentals.
Yeah.
With our Front End Foxes content, it was always Vue. Now we're changing a little bit how we run the boot camp, but initially, because we were tightly connected to that community, so build a pet liking app with Vue. Here it is. You by the end of it, you'll have a Code Sandbox link, and you can tweet about it, you can share it, people will like it.
Well, there's something to be said about an appetizer, right? Something that like shows you this is what's possible in a short amount of time. And then it gets you excited and gets those wheels turning, and maybe you're willing then to take the next step. So in that regard, I think it's not like breaking your own principle to say, well, we didn't talk about variable hoisting. Yeah. But it's like, in a matter of an hour and a half, you built something that's pretty cool. Yeah. And you don't know exactly how that thing works. Of course, you don't know anywhere near exactly how that thing works, but it does work, and it is yours, and that's empowering. And usually it'll excite the people that it excites and get them to take that next step.
Exactly.
Yeah. Something I see a ton with new learners too is they get caught in the cycle of doing tutorial and tutorial and tutorial without actually building anything. They feel like they have to understand a topic 100% before they move on. And that's not really productive, because the difficult part of programming is not the syntax or even all the conceptual stuff. It's the problem solving and putting all those little puzzle pieces that you're learning together to build something functional. And so I very much agree that you should always have a project going, and that you shouldn't go more than 1 or 2 tutorials without implementing your knowledge from that. When I was teaching full time, something that we always did was I do, we do, you all do, you do. And so what I do is I talk about a concept, or I show them diagrams, I code something myself. We do a code along. So we all build something together. You all do is doing a group exercise, because I think it's really valuable if you're in a classroom to learn from the other people in that classroom. And you can mimic this in Zoom as well. If you're doing something virtually, you can do breakout rooms and assign people there. And then the final part is to do it individually so that everybody can master that concept themselves. And so always be building something, and you can really implement this yourself too when you are learning by yourself as a self-taught developer too. So you can start with a blog post on a topic and then watch a YouTube video on it, code along with the person. Then you can build a project. And those steps are going to bring you so much further than just doing a tutorial and not digesting the information from it.